So there's a phase of living abroad that doesn't get talked about often. And that's the phase where you don't feel like a tourist anymore, but you also don't feel like a local either. You're kind of stuck in between. And this phase can make a lot of people feel uncomfortable because you start to realize that my old life doesn't fully fit into my new country. And on the flip side of that, your new life doesn't fully feel like it's yours yet. When you first move to a new country, everything feels new. You're exploring, you're learning, you're taking everything in. You feel like a visitor, and then time passes. You learn the streets, you find your spots, you build your routine, and somewhere along the way, that tourist feeling, it just seems to fade away. And this is the part that no one prepares you about, because you don't automatically become a local either. There's this middle space that you find yourself in. I call it purgatory, where you start to question everything. Because in the beginning, everything feels exciting. Even the inconveniences feel like an adventure. Because I was the same way when I first started visiting here. I thought those little inconveniences was exciting. But after a while, the excitement just turns into normal life. And you realize at that point, you're not on vacation. You're living a real life just in a different country. You're running errands, you're paying bills, you're dealing with delays, navigating the systems, and then it hits you like, this is my life now. It stops feeling like an experience and starts feeling like a reality. And that little shift right there is where things start to get real. And here's the truth. You start to feel like you don't belong anywhere, because the people back home don't resonate with you anymore. They think you've changed because your mindset is different. Your priorities different. Your lifestyle now has changed and it's different. But out here, you're still seen as an outsider. And no matter how long you've been here, there's always gonna be some cultural nuances, lived experience, language layers that you're still growing into. And you find yourself in a space where you've outgrown your old environment, but you're still growing into your new one because you don't fit in where you come from anymore, and you're still trying to earn your place where you are. And that can feel uncomfortable for a lot of people if you're not ready yet. And this is the part that most people miss, that space in between. It's not a bad thing, because this is where growth actually happens. But guess what? You now get to decide who you are, not based on your environment and not based on your past, but based on what you choose to keep and what you choose to let go of. You take parts of your old life and you adopt them to parts of your new life. And at that point, you build something that's yours. And this is where you stop being who you were and start becoming who you want to be. And trust me guys, this is powerful. The person I feel like I became just by moving here is a totally different person than who I was back in the States. And this is not to say that I couldn't have changed to this person back in the States, but sometimes a new environment will force that change upon you. I'll give you one example. I consider myself an introvert. I say this all the time. I've been more open here than I've ever been in my entire life. And the opportunities that came with me opening myself up like that and sharing my life has really changed the person I've become. Because a lot of people don't struggle because of the country, they struggle because of this phase right here. It feels uncertain, it feels unstable. You don't feel like you're on solid ground as of yet. So what do people do? They run back to what's familiar to them, even if that familiar life wasn't fulfilling to them. So I'm about to take a trip back to the US. Yeah, I'm leaving again. But if you're one of those people who travel a lot or hates overpacking, this is something you're gonna wanna see. This is the Aerless Vacuum Kit, and it comes with this rechargeable pump. It is designed to help you get way more space out of your luggage. Let me show you how this works. This Aerless Vacuum Kit compresses 15 or more clothing items and saving up to 60% of space, so you can fit everything in a carry-on without needing to check a bag. These bags are durable, anti-rip, and waterproof with odor-proof seals, so your clothes stay clean and fresh the whole trip. Now, what makes this really convenient is the portable USB-C air pump. One charge gives it about 20 uses, so you can compress your clothes anywhere. So if you're trying to travel lighter, stay organized, and avoid checking bags, this is the smart setup to have. Use my discount code JABROAD for 10% off. Link in the video description below. A lot of times people don't go back because life abroad is too hard. They go back because that in-between is way too uncomfortable for them. But here's the key. If you can sit with that discomfort, If you can go through it instead of running from it, that's when everything is gonna click for you. Because over time, you build your rhythm, you find your people, you understand the culture more deeper, and you start to feel confident navigating your life here. And then one day you're gonna realize you're not even trying to fit in anymore, and that you built your own version of belonging. I see a lot of comments where people say, you'll never be a Dominican. You'll never be accepted as a Dominican. And my answer to that is, I don't want to be a Dominican. I want to be an American, because it's not about being fully local, but it's also not about being a tourist either. Because for me, it's about building a life that is aligned with my purpose. So if you are in a phase in your life right now where things feel a little off, uncertain, just know that's a part of the process. It's called growth, and it's called transformation. So if you're trying to make this move and you're thinking about what life would look like for you here, I put together what I call the DR Cost of Living Calculator. This will help you map out your lifestyle by plugging in some real numbers. And this will give you an idea of what your monthly budget would need to be when you decide to move to Dominican Republic. Also, if you're looking to invest in real estate and you need the right real estate team behind you, me and my trusted real estate advisor will take care of you. Go to our website, www.drinvestandlive.com. Check out the properties on your site, and when you're ready to invest, click Start Your Journey, and that will put you in direct contact with Milton. Also, don't forget to join my weekly newsletter, Live Your Best Life newsletter. Also, Milton and I have a bi-weekly real estate newsletter. So if you're interested in investing, also join that community. Link in the video description for everything. And in the next video, guys, we're gonna talk about something that catches almost everybody off guard. And that's the social side of moving abroad. Because building a life here isn't just about where you live, it's about who you build it with. So until then, guys, remember, always keep your goals at the forefront of your mind. Always live in the present, because that's the only way you're gonna live your best life. And we out. Peace.
Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Something you and me, oh. Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Jumping, flexing, no, no.